The following video is intended for mature audiences. It contains horror elements, adult themes, and language that might not be suitable for younger viewers. Stan Winston's 1988 film, Pumpkinhead, goes beyond the usual horror movie tropes. It combines elements of rural Gothic horror and supernatural themes with a narrative rooted in personal loss and folklore. This mix creates an unsettling film experience. The appeal of Pumpkinhead lies in its exploration of human emotions, such as fear, grief, and guilt. The rural setting enhances the somber mood, captivating viewers from beginning to end. The titular monster is not just a horrifying creature. It symbolizes vengeance and its disastrous effects. The film takes place in a remote Southern American community filled with age-old superstitions and folklore. Here, the story of Pumpkinhead unravels, a tale of revenge sought out of desperation when all hope is lost. The protagonist, Ed Harley, is a grieving father whose life falls apart when his young son dies due to the carelessness of city kids visiting their town. Overwhelmed by sorrow and anger, Harley seeks help from a mysterious witch living in the haunted woods. His quest for revenge leads him to Pumpkinhead, a demonic creature that embodies his darkest wishes. Pumpkinhead's plot thrives on an eerie simplicity. It tells a story about the cost of vengeance. The search for justice can turn into something far more destructive if not controlled, and Pumpkinhead is an entity born from Harley's pain and fury. While using demons for revenge is common in horror movies, Pumpkinhead raises this idea by turning it into an introspective examination of guilt, retribution, and the high cost of revenge. What distinguishes Pumpkinhead from other horror films is its emphasis on the protagonist's mental state. Harley isn't motivated by evil or malice. He's a broken father desperate for justice even if it involves meddling with supernatural forces, despite knowing the possible consequences. Pumpkinhead skillfully examines human grief, pushing it to its utmost limits and showing how the pursuit of revenge can consume a person until they're unrecognizable. As Pumpkinhead executes Harley's vengeance, the line between justice and retribution becomes blurred, forcing him to face the monstrous nature of his actions. Lance Henriksen's portrayal of Harley is praiseworthy. His performance adds emotional depth to the character, lifting Pumpkinhead beyond just a creature horror. Henriksen captures a grieving father's pain that slowly transforms into something dark and destructive. As Harley wrestles with the true cost of his actions, Pumpkinhead becomes an exploration of guilt and regret, a psychological horror as frightening as the physical threat posed by Pumpkinhead itself. Pumpkinhead is more than just another horror film. It's an introspective examination of human emotions when pushed to their limits. It delves into our deepest desires and fears, while revealing the steep price of vengeance. The film's central creature, Pumpkinhead, is a standout figure in horror cinema. It looms over its prey with a bony structure and long limbs ending in razor-sharp claws. Its screen presence fills each scene with tangible fear, heightened by its slow, calculated movements. The creature isn't an impulsive predator. Instead, it displays patience and precision as it tirelessly stalks those marked for death. What distinguishes Pumpkinhead from other horror monsters is the sense of inevitability that follows its summoning. Once evoked, there's no halting this beast. It performs its duty without considering moral consequences or possible remorse from the summoner. It functions like a natural force, solely committed to delivering the revenge for which it was called upon. This relentless pursuit instills a creeping terror that showcases masterful horror filmmaking. The hunted know they're being pursued but are powerless against their looming fate. Pumpkinhead isn't just an unthinking killer, it serves as a reflection of Harley's soul. As the beast carries out its savage revenge, Harley sees visions of each murder and feels the pain inflicted on each victim. This connection between man and demon adds chilling depth to the story. It's not only about external horror, but also an internal struggle. The setting significantly contributes to establishing the film's menacing tone. The secluded backwoods of rural America, dense forests, misty valleys, and dilapidated farmhouses provide an ideal backdrop for this supernatural tale. The isolation amplifies feelings of helplessness. The film employs lighting and shadows effectively to heighten dread. An uncanny glow often illuminates the woods, while lengthy shadows stretch across the ground, resembling ghostly hands reaching from the darkness. Scenes inside the witch's cabin have a gothic ambiance. The flickering candlelight and hushed incantations create an intense sense of foreboding. Viewers are trapped in this nightmare with the characters. The rural setting taps into our basic fear of the unknown. The backwoods are depicted as a place where ancient powers still hold sway, undisturbed by modernity. This isolation emphasizes Pumpkinhead's nature. It isn't just a monster, it's an age-old force that has been dormant and waiting to be summoned. In a genre filled with infamous monsters and slashers, Pumpkinhead sets itself apart. Its focus on psychological fallout and emotional aftermath differentiates it from standard horror narratives that primarily deal with surviving external threats. Instead, Pumpkinhead forces its protagonist to face the results of his actions. The film also deviates from usual slasher cliches, where victims are often expendable, by concentrating on Harley's internal struggle instead. Each death caused by Pumpkinhead weighs heavily on Harley since they're direct consequences of his choices. What makes this film unique is its creature design. Pumpkinhead isn't just another monster. It's a visual representation of the dark forces Harley has unleashed. The special effects used to create the character of Pumpkinhead showcase an impressive level of skill and creativity. Pumpkinhead is essentially a moral tale that warns against the dangers of revenge. It explores the idea that once vengeance is set in motion, it becomes an uncontrollable and unstoppable force. This is evident through the main character Harley's descent into chaos as he discovers his pursuit of justice has unintentionally released a power far more dangerous than he first imagined. The film's examination of guilt, regret, and the consequences of violence gives it a depth not commonly seen in creature features. This extra layer of complexity improves the viewing experience by offering something to think about alongside the visual excitement. Pumpkinhead subtly incorporates themes of rural isolation and superstition, taking advantage of the inherent fear associated with vast, uncharted landscapes. In this secluded location, steeped in witchcraft and ancient legends, one cannot deny the existence of phenomena that defy modern comprehension. This connection to traditional folklore provides Pumpkinhead with a timeless quality. It gives audiences a feeling that they're watching events from an overarching dark narrative deeply rooted in history. Pumpkinhead distinguishes itself as a unique horror classic that delivers both terrifying horror and emotional depth. It successfully combines elements of monstrous fear with an engaging storyline focused on grief, guilt, and the high cost of revenge. Its unique concept, combined with a foreboding atmosphere and unforgettable creature design, secures its place within the horror genre. As someone who values original concepts in films, I was entirely captivated by how well all of the elements came together in Pumpkinhead. The suspense leading up to pivotal moments, Harley's emotional journey, and Pumpkinhead's relentless pursuit make this movie a horror classic that stimulates both mind and senses. I look forward to viewing the sequels, hoping they will expand on the strong base established by this first installment. Pumpkinhead is an expertly crafted, terrifying tale of unleashed revenge and its resulting horrors. Pumpkinhead is a splatter teen horror fantasy that is 1 hour and 26 minutes long and is rated R. The Southern Underworld gives it 4 bloody knives. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Thank you for watching.